Hello folks, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Cities Skylines. Last time you were here we started with a sunrise, and so this time around I thought we'd start with a sunset. I know, it's unconventional, but there you go. So I've made a bit of progress since you've been away, but I thought we'd just have a quick look around while we were in that kind of mood, because I'm waiting for kind of a break-even point budget-wise. Just so that the game can progress without me constantly looking over my shoulder at how my finances are doing. So in this one, it's probably going to be a little bit less build and a little bit more kind of review and onwards. It's good to see demand picking up again there. Hopefully, we will see something coming out of that. Anyway, here we are at Plant Fonda, home of the high security area. So it's pretty exciting stuff. And then as we trip over the water here, not that one really trips over water, as we take a trip over the water, then we end up on Costner Island. Anyway, while you were away, first thing I did was I drew this geometric kind of starting point. Now, it's not perfectly symmetrical, so don't for a moment start going, it's not perfectly. I know it's not perfectly symmetrical, and I'll walk you through it in a bit. But before doing so, we built Maggie's farm here to mirror the train track. Now, this is, only a very small piece of farmland. It's never going to make me a massive amount of profit because it's not the richest, densest, most beautiful soil in the world. But actually, why are these pylons so high up? Yeah, they look a little out of place doing that. I possibly ought to, in fact, I'm going to pause before sorting those out. We are going to need some pylons here unless I decide that I am going to... unless I decide I am going to build right the way over from one district to the next. There we go. That's a little bit more sensible. I mean, building them on whacking great towers, I don't think it really serves us any major purpose. Now, all I've got to do now is actually find out where's the deletion point. Anyway, yes. So I built a little bit of farmland here, just simply because it fit in with the surroundings. There was no larger point to it than that. Anyway, I'll show you the kind of the road infrastructure that I built while you were away, and it's taken me a good hour or so of tinkering to get it to the point that I'm even remotely happy. I'd never go so far as to say that I was entirely happy with it, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It is serving the purpose for which it was built, and that's always a good place to start. Anyway, let me finish off getting this electricity behaving a little bit more sanely. There we go. You can go as far as there. And I need one on the other side. That's why I'm here. So I also need one on the other side. So let's just grab you, take that over there, take it back down to ground level, and that should do the trick, I think. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes, that will do the trick. However, actually, when that guy fills in, it should very much do the trick, right? Yeah, that all looks promising. Excellent. Good. Right, so first thing I did while you were away was I built these two junctions. Now, I'm not convinced that they're really going to pay off in the long term. The big question is, how are they going to respond when traffic volume picks up? Because that's something of an unknown. This is a bit of a messy cabling area here. I might have to have a minor rethink, or maybe we put a wind farm in the middle or something like that. Now, I mean, as you can see, we already get some queuing traffic happening at these roundabout entry junctions. What's going on here? Are you people parking on a roundabout? That's not what I intended. I'll have to address that. You can't have people parking on a parking. It just doesn't make sense. Anyway, yes, we do get a little bit of traffic build-up waiting to get on, but that's only because I left the traffic lights on. If I were to turn the traffic lights off, madness would no doubt ensue. So I'm not going to do that. We're just going to leave it as is. But we ran these the highway, this interstate here, now leads all the way outside the city and hooks up over here in the ugliest way possible. We'll do it in a slightly more fetching fashion when the need arises. But it's feeling like a pincer. You feel like a pincer of some description? In fact, I think it is feeling like a pincer of some description, or maybe yeah. I could possibly go with that. Anyway, I think it looks kind of cool, and the reason that we're running at night is I think it looks especially cool while we're at night. That said, it also looks like a kind of cauldron on wheels. I'm not really sure what I was aiming for, other than that we took a significant nod towards symmetry, and went from there. So this is all highway. The stuff that I'm tracing out now is highway, and then I've got a nice little carriageway off here. So this too is highway, and through traffic will use the main highway here. They will stay on there. I've seen a few trucks. I'll fast forward until we get one that does it. So a few trucks actually stay on because they're going further afield. There you go. There goes one now. See? Oh ye of little faith. It's actually working. And then we use standard on-off ramps to get things moving along. And obviously, you know, it's going to take a little while before stuff starts making full use of all of this highway, because there's no purpose for anything to come from over here at the moment. Very, very little traffic happening on this section of road. There's the chap that illustrated my point. God bless him and all who sail in him. And then after that, we ran the rail here underneath. Let's see if we can do this in a way that actually, yes, it would be nice to sit in between. Right, so the rail's going underneath here, and I originally thought, well, I'll have it at the same height as the rest of the deck, but then actually it ended up looking better rolling underneath like this. So we go, rolls underneath like that, crossing the river, and over here, as I'm sure you recall me mentioning, is going to be an industrial area. Not ready to set it up just yet, but that's what's coming over there. Right, so we've got some movement going on. I do worry about... Look, I mean, you can see it. You can see the ground pollution that's being caused by my incineration plant, but there's not an awful lot of choice. I mean, I could surround it by trees, stick my fingers in my ears and just pretend it isn't happening. But I don't think that's actually going to accomplish anything, is it? What's going on here? Why are you people incapable of following traffic lights effectively? There we go. So it's nice and busy. So in this new section, what I've started out by doing, let's bring up the zoning. Can you see at this range? So all of this is dense housing, and this dense housing is going to service a pretty wide area, if I'm honest. It's not going to have difficulty in servicing a significant amount of the population. But what I'm going to press on and do now is I'm going to start to expand, because as you can see, we need some commercial. Equally, these residents, citizens, call them what you will, they're going to start to need services. So I'm going to move those up. Now, I do worry a little bit about the frequency of junctions that I've got here, and obviously that's mirrored to some extent down this side. So rest assured that will be something I'm monitoring. Unlike other, I've been watching a few before starting this series. I watched a few other YouTube folk doing design-based series, and the majority of them come up with these glorious-looking designs, that they freely admit aren't going to work well as cities. And so I thought, well, I'll see if I can't make one that will work as a city. Perhaps a lofty aspiration on my part, but we'll see how we get on. Let's get rid of... Nah, see, it's not going to be that one, is it? That was too much to hope for. Okay, right. Well, never mind. And that's the trickiest thing, is getting pillars in the right place. Being able to mirror junctions is probably the trickiest thing that I've encountered so far. Yeah, see, you're not going to want to, are you? Look, we're going to need you to get close. In fact, I think I might have to go freehand with this one. And we really don't want to do that, because that's not going to look brilliant. But it's all about getting the pillars in the right place. That's actually pretty good. Okay, smashing. So once again, we're going to continue our symmetrical motif. I'm going to run this all the way down to the end here. Now, at some point, I need to figure a way to get traffic underneath. See, that's me hinting at a solution that I've thought of. From one side of this triple track to the other. Now, as you can see, down the bottom end here, we've used a flyover bridge that goes over everything. You know, and why wouldn't you? It's going to look pretty effective. The uneven height, of course, is due to the uneven height of the ground, rather than any wonky design on my part. Don't get me wrong, I'm perfectly capable of doing a wonky design, but in this case, it's because the ground is off. And you know what? Actually, in order to kind of tie the thing together, I think we'll do the same at this end as well. So let's grab the larger road. And then it's going to have to go this high, and we'll just whack it across the track. And then because we're playing by eye a little, in fact, how close to the track will you be prepared to go? See, it feels like it's 8, but it's going to be 9 because of where I started from. Let's try going back the other way. Yeah, you see, even holding down all the snap tools I have at my disposal, it still doesn't want to be what looks like even. And I'll take close enough. You know, as much as we are aiming for a certain level of perfection here, close enough is close enough. Okay, right, so let's take you 5 in that direction, and then 5 in the next direction, but drop it down at the same time. We'll do the same over here, 5 in this direction. And this has been my kind of working methodology. There's nothing clever about this in the slightest. But if you're trying to build something symmetrical, do both ends at the same time. Don't do one side and then go, yes, that's brilliant, and then try and remember all the measurements you used to get it there, because you will end up disappointed. Let's go... It looks like 6 is going to be the one to go for. We don't want the curve, though. I just want to get you back down on the deck. It's no 7, it's 7 or more. And 7 probably is a bit steep. Actually, it's realistically steep enough. So there's enough realism in there for me to use that. What I don't want is, I don't want, you know, vertical roads almost, because as challenging as they may be for a set of traffic, they're not really what I've got in mind. Right, run these out here, and then we'll link those up to these single bits of carriageway, single bits of road. Just to finish that off, and then... Yeah, you see, I don't really want to use... Doing corners, you know, the game will enable you to do corners using the straight line tool, which, you know, on the surface sounds pretty cool. But you end up with corners that just don't look right. See, so, I mean, that was using the freehand curve tool. And even then, we've not got smooth cornering going on there. And what that also just highlighted was the slightly off from symmetrical that this area of the town is. Now, I realise that some of you are going to be upset by the fact that it's so close to symmetrical that it feels like it should be. But see this as some kind of aversion therapy, whereby you can take your demons to court and show them that actually you are not ruled by the need for endless symmetry. You know who you are. I was once among you, but as you can tell, I'm not anymore. Okay, so, you know, nothing too complicated going on here. And then I think we'll... I don't know, which way do we want to go? Because I want to link up to here. Maybe one from the middle down to the corner there? No. What if I do like that? The way to tell if I've got this right is if I can get 90 degrees dead on up there. In fact, 89.9's okay. It should be enough to pass some visual muster. Can we get a... No? Alright, let's delete that. Because, of course, the challenge now, after all that, you know, big talk from me about, oh, yeah, if you're going to do it from one side, make sure you do it from the other at the same time. Like, what a mess. What are you even thinking? What I'm thinking is, so that's 5. Right, in which case you want to go from here. Why is that not square? Why have I got that rectangular? Am I miscounting here? So 5 takes me out there, which should be... No, you've drawn yourself a rectangle. You need to go 6 by the looks of it. Interesting. We're going to have to delete that again. Okay, that's where it wants to be. It wants to be here, and then go like, no, you've just rectangled yourself again. Give this up. Just give it up as a bad plan. There we go. 4x4. Right, that's what I want. And then out of the corner of that, at 135 looks about right. We'll do one of those. And then we'll infill with some trees. Okay then, smart man. Can we do the other side as well? Well, no. We can't. We'll get close. Let's see how close we can get. And the reason we can't is, again, down to the lack of symmetry. So I'm going to have to be economical with space. But hopefully we can come up with something that is relatively close. Actually, this needs to be a little way closer to that one. How's that feel? That's all right, but those lines are not parallel. They are now. There we go. Right. Okay. And so off this second one, we're going to do the square in the corner here. Alrighty then. Which is... No, it's 6. It's 6 is what you want. There you go. And then from there, we go out to this one. At 135. Yeah, you see, 135 doesn't get it anywhere near this side. It's going to have to be 130. I'll go 135 anyway. Right, okay, so that should still be following the same level of wonky wonky symmetry that we've been using so far. Now, I ought to run off some more junctioning from here, and in fact I'm going to do it from higher up, just to avoid queuing, because every time you leave a route on or off from a highway, that's where your queues are going to form. So now this is travelling this way around, as I'm pretty sure you will have spotted, but I'm going to run it in the opposite direction, because I think we'll go. The easiest way to do it is to snap to an existing junction like that, and then we'll ping it the other way around, thusly. Okay, now what? And I'm still not breaking even. Why am I ought to have a look at that in a moment. Have I done this too far up, do we think? And then it would be equally good, give me another one of those, if I can take another one out of there. And then, to be honest, this might be better replaced with a roundabout. And it's not going to want to hook onto the road cleanly. Actually, that's not bad. So we'll go with that out of the corner junction there, which is the same here. It's 45 degrees. That's going out to the corner. And then 45 degrees in the opposite direction that leads out onto the highway. Right. Let's just make sure I've got those pointing the right way. So that's the way back on. And obviously we want it heading round in that direction so that it links up easily. And then same kind of idea over here. You're coming off. So that is a bit of a tight corner. Okay, I'm going to have to rethink this. It's not good enough. It's close, but it's not good enough. I mean, those junctions look okay, but they are not built to support a high level of traffic in the slightest. So just to get this finished off for now, I'm going to turn that on both sides, if I can find it. Right about there. Oh, you're having a cheeky extra bit. Well, go on then. I'll give them that one. And that's where we are right now. So I'm going to need to add offices into here. It's places to work. That's what people are missing right now, and more services. But I need to get my budget in order for that to happen, because otherwise, well, otherwise I'm going to run out of money, aren't I? Now, with a bit of luck, this is going to look kind of cool when it's done. I don't know if I'm going to, you know, maybe curl this back out again in order to, I came up with an idea of how I can illustrate what I'm thinking. Let's use this. So maybe, curl this out like that, maybe, and do the same the other side, perhaps. Leave it empty. Could do that, but that feels like a bit of a waste. I might as well stack this in, or maybe just do some parallels to the line that we've got there already. I think that might be the way we go. Anyway, tune in next time and find out. A little bit less progress than normal today, but I had got some done before you got here. I will try and do as much as possible on camera, but sometimes I know in advance that I'm going to have to muck about in order to get things to work. Anyway, thanks for watching. Chuck us a like on this one and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll be back with you very soon. I've been Colonel Failure. Catch you next time. Cheerio.
This